I'm tired and I have no idea what's going on. What's up guys, my name's Littleleafers and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you watch my channel, you know that I don't like sleeping. And if you don't watch my channel, then now you know that I don't like sleeping. I don't like the act of sleeping, I don't like dreams, I don't like nightmares. And if you haven't seen those videos, I'll put them down in the comments, or in the link below. And I'll put them down in the area below. You know, I'll put them down below. You can watch them, go check it out and see what I'm talking about, okay? But now we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of what this is all about. So it's been said that dreams are a way to help us, you know, through life. They're scenarios that our mind makes up and it's how we deal with things in the real world. Except for they never make any sense. For example, let's say that your other girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, breaks up with you. So you would think it would just be like, I'm breaking up with you. And then maybe you cry or something and you get over it. And you're like, you wake up and you're like, hey, I learned something. I'm not cool with that. Maybe I should prepare myself if it's going rock bottom, obviously. But you know, you're a little prepared if that ever did happen. Whereas in the real world, with dreams, this person breaks up with you, except their face is pancakes and they got a crown because they're a king or a queen or whatever, but the crown isn't a regular crown, it's made out of like hamsters, but not like dead hamsters, they're like alive hamsters put together in a crown on top of this pancake person who's speaking Spanish. And let's say you don't know Spanish, so it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to learn from anything? Like, what is the meaning of any of that? So midway through winter break, I had this really weird dream, or maybe it was 3 dreams, I don't know. I'm gonna say it's one really long one in 3 separate parts, okay? And I was like, as soon as I woke up, I was like, I need to write this down. This has to be a video, because it was so weird. I mean, if you don't know my title, it's gonna get weird, okay? So we're gonna start with part 1, okay? Part 1. Now, this part I wasn't even gonna put in here. I was like, I don't know, this is really messed up. I don't even wanna talk about this. But I was like, you know what, it's a dream. Also, you know, people will probably click on it and you want to watch it. So we're gonna start with the part 1. And part 1 is my uncle was secretly dating one of his daughters. And I'm not gonna say who it was if you're watching in your family, because I don't want to ruin your mind, as my mind is messed up. So just one person was dating someone else secretly. It's gross. I don't know. What made this worse is that everyone in the stream world was okay with it. They're just like, yeah, I don't know, what's the big problem? You know, it's uncle and a daughter, they love each other, so why not let them date? I was like, no, even Dreamy was like, you better get that nasty shit out of here. I ain't with that. No, this is not okay. This is not how people conduct themselves in society, okay? This isn't back in like Game of Thrones times. Like, we don't do this. But like I said, everyone was cool with it. Everyone is completely fine with a father dating his daughter. I don't understand why. And I'm so glad that this stream ended pretty quick, or I don't remember it, because the last thing I remember was being in this room with my uncle and we're just sitting there, just me and him, and then all of a sudden my aunt busts in because she didn't know that this was going on. So she busts in and she's like, I know you're dating someone else. I know you're seeing someone, you're cheating on me, blah, blah, blah. You better tell me who it is. And I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna go down, and I don't wanna see what happens when he answers honestly, because it seemed like he was about to, and then I woke up. Thank you, Jesus. So part 2 of the stream is going back to my other dream video, called with the headbutt girl, the one I knocked her block off and her head came rolling off. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? Then go watch the video. You can come back. I mean, you don't really need to. You watch this one first and then. So a quarter way through winter break, I had another dream. It's very small, I don't really remember it, but I do remember that she was in it. And we were at the bar and we were making small talk, and then we were actually cool with each other now. So for some reason, my brain decided to weave a story with this girl. So in this current dream, I went to the movies with someone I'm leaving, and she's in line gonna go see a movie, and she's glaring at me. She's glaring at me so hard, and I'm just like, all right. So I glare right back like, what do you think this is? You want the, you know, we can go right now. Catch me outside. And then we both smile and we hug each other and we do like a double cheek kiss, which means we're like really close. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And she introduced me to my friends. We're all talking, blah, blah, blah. And that's how it ends. Sorry, it's pretty short, I know, but it's just weird how she's like consistently in my dreams. But it's even weirder that there's like a narrative going on. So I don't know, what's the next thing we're gonna be dating? Like I don't even know this girl. Now, we're at the final part. I know the first two were short. My bad, I know it's a dream. Like I can't control those things. But we're at part 3. This is the longest one, alright? So get ready, strap yourselves in. Strap yourselves in, okay? I'm on campus, my actual school campus, which was weird, but okay, it's cool. It's normal. I'm late to class. So how do I get to class in this building that's only like a 2-minute walk away? I get in a golf cart. And some other people are like, you know what, let's accompany you, because why not? So there's like 3 golf carts and we all drive over to this building. I get out, I go inside, walk upstairs, and I go to class. But before I enter, there's a couple kids behind me that are also in the other golf carts. And I'm like, oh, they must also be late to class, okay? So I walk in, everyone takes a seat except for me for some reason. And this one kid that walked in behind me, that was late, decided to tell this elaborate story on why we're all late, as if he was trying to save all of us, but all we had to do was sit down. So he's telling this story, I can't even hear it because eventually it just kind of fades out. And I'm like, all right, I need to find a place to sit. So I see a chair in the back of the room. I'm like, I'm gonna go sit over there. But there's 2 people already at these desks because there's like 3 desks per area or whatever. So those 2 people are completely sleeping on their desks. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go sit there. So I go over and the dude who's sleeping has his arm on the chair I wanna be in. So I'm like, come on, man. So I poke him, I'm like, yo, can I sit in the seat? And they both wake up at the same time and they're like, no. Well, excuse me, I'm just trying to sit down and get an education, whatever. I look around the room, I see a bunch of other chairs, but next to each chair is a person that has a face like, don't you dare ask me to sit next to me. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like looking around this room like, I just wanna sit down. And then I see a chair in the front, like the very front, closest to the door. The girl who's sitting there is one of the late girls that came in. So I sit down next to her, ready to learn or whatever, and the teacher's like, everyone that was late, get out. So I'm like, I just sat there. He's like, get out. I'm like, all right, fine. Jesus Christ. We all walk out into the hall. The teacher comes out, he's yelling, his face is red. This is a big dude, like big as in like chubby. So he's a big dude and he's like yelling about nonsense that makes no sense. And he goes into the room adjacent to the classroom, and then 2 seconds later he comes out and he's like, I'm so sorry, and he like runs back into the room and he slams the door. And in the doorway there's this guy who looks like he's in his 40s. And he kind of looks, by the way, he's acting mentally challenged. I don't know how to really explain it, but he's just holding like this crayon box. And somehow I knew that this guy, you know, is mentally challenged. And out of the back comes this lady and she's like on the verge of tears, like, how dare he bust into my room, blah, 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 blah. And me and this other kid go to comfort her because all the other kids just vanished. I mean, they just like disappeared. I'm like, okay, I don't know where they went, whatever. So we're like consoling this lady, like, oh, you do a good job, blah, 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 you're a great lady. And the room that the guy was in with the crayons, okay, that room has disappeared and now there's stairs leading outside, or there's stairs leading to a door. And the door leads outside, but as soon as you step outside, it's a giant pool. There's not even, you take like 1 step and that's about the amount of room you have, and then it's just like this gigantic pool. And he's now at the bottom of the steps, still playing with the crayons. He's like, oh, look, outside. So he begins to walk towards outside. And I turn to the lady and I'm like, hey, is he allowed to like swim or go outside or whatever? And she's like, oh shit. And she runs and they both just vanish. Like, she doesn't even hit the first step and both of them just completely vanish. I'm like, okay. So they're gone. I'm with this random kid that wasn't in the room the first time. So I forgot to mention that this kid like transformed into someone else. And you know, the guy doesn't want me back in class. So I'm like, I'm gonna just get out of here. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna leave. And then my shoes vanish. And I'm like, oh, I can't find my shoes anywhere. And real me, obviously watching from like, I don't know, the real world or whatever. I'm like, what? We just had shoes on. What do you mean we don't have, like, you lost the shoes? They were there and now they're not there. So I'm walking around. I'm like, where are my shoes at? I can't find them anywhere. And then 2 seconds later, they're back on my feet. I'm like, oh, there they are. I'm like, they never, what? We didn't lose them. They vanished and then came, oh, so I'm going to leave. I'm going down this giant spiral staircase instead of the small one I took. And it's like stories down. So I'm like running down these steps, and then I see people running, and there's like alarms going off now. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I walk outside, and I see like this building get crushed, and like this giant tail like leaving, like something's leaving that way, and I hear stomping, and I'm like, okay. And everywhere there's just mini Godzillas. I'm talking like, to the real Godzilla, they'd be mini, probably like ant-sized. But to us, they're about 6 or 7 feet tall. So they're not really mini at all. They're just mini in the scope of the real one. Okay, so these things are just everywhere. They're attacking people, and people are just getting, I don't know, mauled or something like that. I wasn't really paying attention. So I run, and the dream ends with this helicopter, and there's like this metal like rope that little kids are attaching themselves to, and then they zip up into the helicopter. And this soldier turns to the little boy at the bottom, and he's like, you have to hold the rope straight so that everyone can get on. I was like, what? I remember thinking before I woke up, I'm like, what if he can't hold it straight? Does that mean no one gets on? And what if everyone gets on, but then he doesn't get on? You're putting so much on this little boy to do. Like, why? Why didn't the soldiers just hold the rope? You know, whatever, dreams. So then I woke up, and that was it. So I don't know what the hell I was supposed to learn from any of that. Maybe there's some lessons there. I don't really know. If you think you have any idea what any of that means, let me know in the comments down below, because I want to hear what you think about that. Give this video a like, subscribe to my channel for more stories, and until next time, peace.